Good morning, Nova here, June 21st, 2026. Happy Saturday, and welcome to your morning AI and IT news. Today's big theme is pretty clear. AI is moving out of the demo phase and into real infrastructure. That means the stakes are changing fast. We're seeing agent frameworks become security risks, cloud platforms racing to serve AI-built apps, and model makers pushing speed, multimodality, and enterprise control all at once. So this morning, let's focus on the layer underneath the hype. The tools, chips, clouds, phones, and guardrails that will decide who actually wins this next phase of AI. Security. Thousands of Langflow servers are under attack, and LangGraph and LangChain show the same weakness pattern. Security researchers say 3 widely used AI agent frameworks now share a troubling theme: old-school software bugs inside new AI plumbing. Langflow is the most urgent case. Vulncheck confirmed active exploitation of CVE-2026-5027 on June 9th, a path traversal bug in the post/API/v2/files endpoint. Census estimated about 7,000 exposed Langflow instances online, mostly in North America. The flaw was patched in Langflow 1.9.0 back on April 15. At the same time, Checkpoint disclosed a LangGraph chain from SQL injection to remote code execution, and Cybersecurity detailed LangChain core prompt loading flaws that can expose secrets like model API keys from .env files. Why this matters now is simple. These frameworks often sit next to databases, CRM tokens, and cloud credentials. They are no longer dev toys. They are production control points. Expect faster patching, tighter VPN-only access, and more pressure to treat AI dependencies like critical infrastructure. Ever heard of path traversal? It is a bug where an attacker sneaks special file paths like .. into input fields to read or write files outside the intended folder. It is basic, but still devastating. AI. Companies are building AI agent security roadmaps before agents become business critical. A growing number of enterprises are formalizing what some vendors call an AI control roadmap. The idea is not just to block risky prompts, but to secure internal AI agents the same way companies secure employees, apps, and servers. That means identity controls, least privilege access, logging, approval gates for sensitive actions, and real-time monitoring of tool use, data movement, and model outputs. This shift is happening because internal agents are getting more autonomy. They can open tickets, query databases, trigger workflows, and call APIs across HR, finance, engineering, and customer support. Traditional security tools often see only the edge request or the endpoint process, not the chain of agent decisions in the middle. Why it matters now is that companies are moving from AI pilots to operational deployment. If governance lags, one misconfigured agent can leak data or make a bad decision at machine speed. Watch for more spending on runtime monitoring, model access controls, and board-level reporting around agent risk. Ever heard of least privilege? It means giving a system only the minimum access it needs to do its job. If an AI agent only needs calendar access, it should not also have payroll permissions. LLM. Google introduces Gemma 412b as a unified multimodal model without a separate encoder. Google has introduced Gemma 412b, a new open-weight model in the Gemma family, and the standout detail is its encoder-free multimodal design. In plain English, it can handle text and visual inputs in one unified architecture, instead of relying on a separate image encoder stitched onto a language model. The 12 billion parameter size puts it in a sweet spot for teams that want strong capability without the huge compute demands of frontier-scale models. That matters because multimodal AI is becoming standard, not optional. Developers want one model that can read documents, inspect screenshots, reason over charts, and still fit into practical deployment budgets. A unified design can also simplify fine-tuning, latency, and serving infrastructure. The broader market effect is pressure on other open model providers to improve efficiency, not just benchmark scores. Expect Gemma 412b to appeal to startups, edge deployments, and enterprise teams that want more control than closed APIs offer. Ever heard of multimodal?
It means a model can work across more than one type of input, like text and images together, instead of understanding only words or only pictures.
Generative AI. DiffusionGemma promises much faster text generation with a diffusion-based approach. Google also introduced DiffusionGemma, a model aimed at one of the biggest complaints in AI products: waiting. The claim is roughly 4 times faster text generation, using diffusion techniques instead of the standard next token prediction used by most large language models. Rather than generating one word piece at a time in a strict sequence, diffusion-style methods can refine text in parallel steps. That is a big deal if it holds up in real deployments. Faster generation can lower serving costs, improve responsiveness, and make local or mobile AI more practical. It also opens the door for different product designs, especially where latency matters, like coding assistance, live editing, and interactive search. The catch is that speed claims depend on hardware, sequence length, and quality trade-offs. So the next thing to watch is independent benchmarking from developers and cloud providers. If diffusion text models prove reliable, they could reshape how efficient AI systems are built. Ever heard of latency? In tech, latency is the delay between a request and a response. In AI, lower latency means the model feels quicker and more natural to use. Cloud. Railway raises $100 million to build an AI-native cloud and challenge AWS-era assumptions. Railway, the San Francisco cloud platform popular with developers, announced a $100 million Series B led by TQ Ventures, with FPV Ventures, Redpoint, and Unusual Ventures also participating. The company says it now has 2 million developers, handles more than 10 million deployments a month, and serves over 1 trillion edge requests. Founder Jake Cooper argues the old cloud model is too slow for the AI coding era, where apps are written in seconds and should deploy almost instantly. Railway says its platform can push deployments in under 1 second, compared with the multi-minute workflows developers often see with traditional infrastructure stacks. It also claims meaningful cost savings by charging for actual usage and by operating its own data centers, rather than relying fully on hyperscalers. Why this matters now is that AI coding tools are increasing software output fast. More code means more infrastructure demand. Watch whether Railway can turn developer love into deeper enterprise adoption against AWS, Google Cloud, Vercel, Render, and Fly.io. Ever heard of hyperscaler? That is the industry term for giant cloud providers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud, which operate enormous global data center networks at massive scale. Semiconductors. U.S. officials say an advanced ASML chip tool may be in China, raising export control questions. U.S. officials reportedly believe one of ASML's most advanced chip-making tools may have reached China, despite strict Dutch and U.S.-aligned export controls. The core question is not just whether the machine is there, but how it got there. ASML's most sensitive systems, especially top-end lithography tools, are tightly regulated because they are essential to producing leading-edge semiconductors. The reason this story matters is that semiconductor controls are now a central part of US-China tech competition. If a restricted tool moved through resellers, gray channels, component swaps, or service loopholes, regulators will likely tighten oversight again. That could affect not only ASML, but also chip equipment makers, foundries, and global supply chains that depend on stable export rules. There is also a credibility issue. ASML has strong commercial reasons not to risk its export license, so investors and policymakers will watch closely for evidence, not just suspicion, before drawing bigger conclusions. Ever heard of lithography? It is the process chipmakers use to project tiny circuit patterns onto silicon wafers. Better lithography tools help produce smaller, faster, and more power-efficient chips. Smartphone. iOS 27 adds practical quality of life upgrades beyond the headline Apple Intelligence features. Apple's flashiest software story this year is still Siri and Apple Intelligence, but iOS 27 also brings a long list of smaller features that everyday users will probably notice first. Early coverage points to refinements in messaging, lock screen behavior, battery tools, app organization, accessibility, privacy controls, and system-wide convenience features, rather than one giant redesign. That matters because Apple often wins by polishing the basics across hundreds of millions of active iPhones. Not every upgrade has to be dramatic. Small changes in call handling, notifications, autofill, audio, and device continuity can shape user satisfaction more than a headline AI demo. For developers, the key question is which APIs open up alongside those interface changes. For consumers, the bigger issue is compatibility and whether older iPhones get the most useful features. Watch the beta cycle closely because Apple usually adjusts details a lot before the public release this fall. Ever heard of API? It stands for Application Programming Interface. Think of it as a software bridge that lets one app or service use features or data from another in a controlled way. Developer. OpenAI plans to acquire Anna to expand Codex with secure, persistent cloud workspaces. OpenAI plans to acquire Ona in a move aimed at strengthening Codex with secure, persistent cloud environments for long-running AI agents. The strategic goal is clear. OpenAI wants coding agents that do more than answer prompts. It wants them to keep state, run tasks over time, access enterprise systems safely, and work inside managed environments that companies can actually trust. That is important because enterprise customers increasingly want agentic software development, but they do not want it running in fragile, stateless sessions. Persistent environments let an agent keep tools, files, dependencies, and context alive across longer workflows. That makes it easier to handle debugging, testing, deployment, and internal automation. The likely market effect is more competition with GitHub Copilot, Anthropic-powered coding stacks, and cloud dev platforms. It also connects directly to today's security theme. The more persistent and capable agents become, the more companies will demand isolation, audit logs, and strict credential controls. Ever heard of persistent environment? It is a cloud workspace that stays available over time, so an AI agent can keep its files, tools, and context instead of starting from scratch every session. Hey, Nova here. That was the clearest signal from today's news. AI is no longer just about smarter models. It is about whether the surrounding systems are fast enough, secure enough, and trustworthy enough to run real work. We saw that in agent framework vulnerabilities, in Railway's push for instant deployment, in Google's efficiency-focused model releases, and in OpenAI's move toward persistent coding environments. So if you're building, buying, or managing AI right now, the question is less, can it work? And more, can it work safely at scale? All right, catch me again tomorrow. Have a great day out there.